An eyewitness raises his phone toward the sky and records a long cigar-shaped object moving silently above him. No blinking lights, no visible wings, no rotor noise, just a smooth metallic form gliding at steady speed before suddenly shifting direction. The footage didn't stay isolated, and what happens next is what's raising the biggest questions. Similar elongated craft have been reported worldwide over the past decade, but what this camera captured next is what has investigators taking a closer look. Here's what was filmed.
Jason Swing says he recorded video of a cigar-shaped object flying right over Lake Norman.
I'd never seen anything like that before. It's just really crazy.
Cigar-shaped object spotted last year could be an alien ship. The theory's out of this world, and the object may be too.
Never seen anything like this in the solar system before. We get an estimate of its size at about 800 meters or half a kilometer in length. Roughly a cigar-like shape. It was moving very fast, a little more than 195,000 miles per hour.
The strange cigar-shaped UFO.
Agora sim. Que lindo! Olha meus amigos me visitando. Meus amigos me visitando.
A mysterious cigar-shaped object captured on video is drawing widespread attention more than a decade later, as independent researchers and ufologists revisit the shocking footage. The clip was uploaded online, and experts decided to stabilize it and zoom in to show that this was more than we realized. They were right, as the video shows a long, narrow object suspended high in the sky. Unlike standard aircraft, the object shows an elongated cigar form and is lined with what seems to be massive, bright lights running vertically along its body. The footage shows the object hovering against a clear blue backdrop. At times, it seems to be completely still, hanging motionless in the air without any visible wings, rotors, or exhaust trails. In other moments, it drifts slowly, although there are no clear propulsion systems. Experts have noticed that the object doesn't look like an airplane, helicopter, or drone from that period. Looking at the video digitally stabilized and zoomed in, the object's unusual features become even more obvious. And you can see the bright lights glowing intensely and arranged in a linear pattern, and that gives the craft an almost segmented appearance. The illumination is far more prominent than typical aircraft lighting, which usually consists of smaller navigation lights placed at wingtips or along the fuselage. In contrast, this object seems to be covered in large, radiant light sources that dominate its structure. Ufologists are now investigating the footage, comparing it to other cigar-shaped UFO sightings reported throughout 2013. That year saw several similar claims from all around the world, which describe an elongated, cylindrical craft hovering silently at high altitude. The witnesses that saw these cigar-shaped UFOs have also seen a slow or stationary movement and bright, concentrated lighting. Analysts who have examined the enhanced footage have argued that the object doesn't look like any conventional human-made aircraft. But there are no obvious wings, contrails, or audible engine noise in the recording. This means this UFO is definitely not a blimp or weather balloon. As experts looked into the UFO, they realized that it looked very similar to another UFO which was spotted in Brazil 2 years earlier. This was also a cigar-shaped UFO, and it's raising a lot of questions. Cigar UFO Brazil 2011.
Olha que lindo e grande que ele é, Renata.
É?
Puxa vida.
Tá vendo outro aqui.
Lindo e grande. Tá vindo outro?
Tá, deixa ele aparecer mais.
Olha que lindo e grande que ele é.
In 2011, residents in Brazil saw another strange elongated object moving silently across the daytime sky. And the incident was captured on camera and later circulated on the internet. This remains one of the most surprising UFOs reported in the region. In the footage, you can see a thin, metallic-looking object suspended against a clear blue sky. Unlike traditional aircraft, the object has no visible wings, tail, or propellers. It appears as a long, narrow cylinder that resembles a smooth stick or rod, and uniform in thickness along most of the body. Its surface looks solid and reflective. It was recorded at a slight diagonal angle, with an elongated shape that's clearly defined against the cloudless background. In the other views, it appears nearly vertical, with a rigid, symmetrical structure. The craft doesn't display any contrails, and there is no visible exhaust plume trailing behind it. For several minutes, moving steadily and smoothly across the sky. Its motion seemed to be controlled yet unconventional, and it was nothing like a balloon or flying like a jet. The pace was consistent, but there were sudden dips or erratic turns. Then, according to those who saw it, and the sighting quickly attracted a lot of attention. From UFO researchers and enthusiasts, especially since it was quite similar to other cigar-shaped objects seen around the world. When the later 2013 incident featured bright, massive lights covering the craft's body, the 2011 Brazil object was only different in the fact that there was no visible illumination. Its stark, minimal appearance made it even more surprising. Skeptics have brought different explanations too, from high-altitude debris to experimental aircraft. But the analysts who reviewed the footage realized that the object's clean lines, consistent shape, and sudden burst of speed don't match any known aircraft or atmospheric phenomena. More than a decade later, the 2011 Brazilian cigar-shaped UFO can't be unexplained. It continues to spark debate and curiosity among ufologists. Jason Swing Lake, Norman Cigar UFO.
What is that strange object in the sky? It's huge, it's silver, and it seems to be stationary as it hovers over a lake in North Carolina.
This is a spacecraft.
The shaky video has gone viral, and many are convinced it's a UFO, including the guy who shot it, Jason Swing. Were you convinced this was a UFO?
There was nothing like that I'd ever seen before.
One cigar UFO sighting that has got many talking happened over Lake Norman in North Carolina, back in 2018. It happened when a local man, Jason Swing, recorded video of a long, slender object hovering in daylight above the lake's tree line. Swing posted the footage in 2018 and revealed that he had been out to retrieve a boat after morning rain when he unexpectedly saw the object sitting still very close. In the shaky cell phone recording, he can be heard describing the unusual craft as a spacecraft. He captured a roughly cylindrical form suspended in the sky without any obvious wings or propulsion. The object stayed still for more than 2 minutes as Swing filmed, before it suddenly disappeared before his eyes. As the video spread across social media, ufologists noticed that this could be an extraterrestrial vehicle due to its size, stationary position, and lack of any familiar features found in an aircraft. The straight, our elongated shape seems to resemble cigar UFOs seen earlier. As the video gained traction, many international scientists and ufologists rediscovered the clip and brought it to a broader audience. The object's unusual appearance and behavior is more than enough evidence that this is something way beyond known human technology. But others suspect that this might be a secret military craft or experimental vehicle. Many in the ufology community have been excited about this UFO, but some are giving more normal explanations. Some said that this might be a blimp from the Goodyear tire and rubber community, as the blimp reportedly left the region after completing its assignment. Despite this, some ufologists say that this explanation might not be valid, and it looks more like an aircraft from out of space. Aside from the U.S., similarly shaped UFOs have been spotted in the UK and Spain. On Cigar UFO in UK and Spain. In separate sightings circulating in UFO interest communities, there have been videos showing elongated cylindrical objects flying over the United Kingdom and Spain, deviating from known aircraft behavior. In the UK, there was footage that showed a long, cigar-like object moving through the clear skies. The craft was drifting in the sky with no means of propulsion, and although it exhibited positive lift, there were no wings, rotors, or contrails that you would expect from airplanes. Looking at the background audio and visual cues, this UK sighting was filmed domestically, and the object maintained its straight, cylindrical shape as it traversed the horizon. Once filmed, the object tilted and shifted until the viewers lost sight of it. Meanwhile, there was a similar UFO spotted in Spain around that time, captured on video by a witness in Salamanca. The cylindrical object was seen gliding in the sky with minimal visible motion, and it was smooth and elongated, different from a conventional aircraft. Suddenly, the aircraft descended, but the video ended, and no one knows where it went or what happened next. These cigar-shaped UFO videos have been spreading on the internet and among ufologists today. Enthusiasts and researchers in UFO communities say that the consistent cylindrical profiles, the fact that they look similar, and their unexplained movement patterns make them different from the known flying machines. Some also suspect that these cigar-shaped UFOs might be the same, or come from the same place in an extraterrestrial civilization that we don't know about. There's still a lot of debate about these UFOs, but one cigar-shaped object in Ukraine is gaining a lot of attention. Ukraine cigar-shaped UFO. In early March 2014, a cigar-shaped object was reported moving steadily across the sky above Korostan, a city in northwestern Ukraine. The incident was captured on video and eventually uploaded online, drawing attention within UFO enthusiast communities for its unusual form and motion. The footage was dated March 6, 2014, and it shows an elongated cylindrical aerial object gliding against a clear sky, an appearance that's much different from the standard aircraft such as planes or helicopters. The object's shape is long and smooth, with no visible wings or typical aviation features, bringing a lot of questions about where it came from. Witnesses noticed that the object was definitely not a banner-towing plane or any other familiar airborne craft. Rather than trailing a banner or showing erratic movement, the object maintained a steady, controlled glide, causing some viewers to dismiss explanations that the government gave, like towed advertisements or atmospheric debris. Its steady, almost deliberate trajectory appeared unlike something that was drifting with the wind currents. That's why they decided that this was definitely a UFO. The video has not been verified by any scientific or aviation authority, but it has become a point of discussion. UFO researchers have revealed that the craft's elongated profile and smooth motion are the same features seen in the cigar-shaped unidentified flying objects from other parts of the world. These sightings are large, silent, and lacking any means of propulsion. At the time, reactions varied widely. Enthusiasts argued the footage provided compelling visual evidence of something unexplained in the sky. Skeptics cautioned that video alone, especially uploaded on platforms with limited verification, could not conclusively demonstrate anything beyond a misidentified object, optical distortion, or even an elaborately staged recording. Despite the controversy, the Korostan sighting is one of the common UFO sightings in Ukraine due to its distinctive cigar shape and the steady motion seen in the clip. Then, in Russia, Above a factory, another UFO was spotted, also the shape of a cigar. Russia Factory Cigar UFO. Another intriguing report that has surfaced among UFO enthusiasts happened in Russia, where witnesses described a cigar-shaped object hovering near an industrial facility. This has attracted attention from online UFO communities and researchers. But according to the experts who analyzed the UFO footage, the object was observed slowly hanging in the sky over what appeared to be the vicinity of a factory or warehouse. The long cylindrical craft maintained a steady position without visible wings or conventional aircraft features, leading witnesses to identify it as a classic cigar-shaped unidentified flying object rather than a conventional aircraft. See, those who analyzed and discussed the footage pointed out that unlike normal aircraft that move along predetermined flight paths with obvious propulsion systems, this object seems to hover deliberately and without obvious momentum. That has caused a lot of rumors about its true nature. The slow, nearly static motion of the UFO was nothing like a balloon or atmospheric debris, and it was also too large and uniformly shaped to be a kite or drone. Since it was close to an industrial site, that caused some speculation that there was some form of surveillance or reconnaissance on our human-made technology. But the government has not admitted or denied this. There have been many cases of UFO sightings in Russia that are attracting widespread attention. One such report from Monastyrshchino in Tula Oblast in 2011 described a silent, dark, cigar-shaped object moving overhead with flashing lights at its ends before disappearing over the horizon. These show that there have been many cylindrical, unidentified aerial objects in the Russian airspace. Lucca Cigar UFO. Meanwhile, in Italy, a similarly shaped UFO has been spotted too. On February 18, 2024, residents of Lucca, Italy, reported an unusual aerial sighting when a cylindrical object was caught on video, hovering above buildings in daylight. The footage, which has since circulated widely online, shows a long tube-like shape suspended in a clear sky, appearing to float motionless above the city's rooftops before it eventually vanished from view. The sighting quickly drew attention in UFO and unidentified aerial phenomenon communities due to the object's distinctive form and behavior, which differed significantly from common aircraft or atmospheric phenomena. The recorded object seemed to be a smooth, elongated cylinder, with some experts describing it as resembling a classic cigar-shaped craft seen around the world. After remaining visible for an extended period, the object either drifted out of camera view or moved in such a way that it could no longer be seen, leaving witnesses to speculate on its nature and destination. Eyewitnesses and ufologists have given mixed interpretations. Some said that the object is strange and unlike conventional balloons or drones, as the unusual stability of the shape in the sky and its sizable appearance are different. Others suggest that it might be attached to fixtures or lines between buildings, or that optical effects from the camera angle might be misleading. Despite this, most of the ufology community have said that this is a legitimate UAP. The Lucca sighting stands out because it was captured in broad daylight and features a clearly discernible elongated silhouette, as opposed to mere lights or distant blur. While no official investigation has been released by Italian aviation authorities, the video has sparked discussion among international observers about whether such objects represent advanced technology, atmospheric phenomena not yet understood, or misidentified but mundane objects. Florida glowing UFO. In 2020 in Florida, many reports circulated online claiming that a bright glowing object hovered in the sky during the COVID-19 lockdown, sparking speculation about a possible UFO sighting. One of the popular videos came from late summer 2020, in August 22nd in Palm Coast. where residents recorded a large luminous light floating over homes and moving slowly across the sky. Eyewitnesses described the sighting as unusual and unlike typical aircraft or known aerial objects, which led to rapid sharing of video clips and theories on various platforms. In the video, you can see the object appearing stationary or slowly drifting, and some people suggested it might be something normal like a blimp or a man-made aircraft. Others argued against those explanations because the shape and behavior weren't the same as normal airships, especially since there weren't any advertising markings or navigation lights that are standard for blimps in Florida skies. Some experts also say that bright lights and odd shapes seen at night might be normal phenomena, not just UFOs. For instance, rocket launch effects such as space jellyfish, illuminated rocket exhaust plumes high in the upper atmosphere, have caused dramatic glowing displays over Florida in other years, especially near Cape Canaveral, that initially draw UFO reports before being traced to scheduled launches. In addition, atmospheric electrical events like ball lightning, although rare, are documented natural sources of glowing orbs and unusual skylights that can linger and move unpredictably. Despite the video, there's no other evidence for the 2020 sighting. Meanwhile, in Atlanta, there were some flashing orbs that have caused a lot of questions in the ufology community. Atlanta flashing orbs. In 2013, over Atlanta, Georgia, USA, a video circulated showing what appeared to be three bright, flashing lights moving in coordinated patterns above the clouds near an arriving passenger airliner. The footage was taken by someone seated on a flight to Atlanta, and it shows three luminous orbs moving alongside and around the aircraft as it descended. The orbs seemed to maintain a loose triangular formation, and at times seemed to change their position. That gives the impression that the UFOs were moving in a strict order, and it wasn't a random drift. The original witness mistook the lights for another aircraft, but, as the objects made strange maneuvers and didn't behave like standard air traffic, he started filming. Others claimed that they saw similar lights in the region at around the same time, although the aviation authorities did not identify the objects. Italy lost tourist UFO. Meanwhile, in 2009 in Italy, another video emerged showing a UFO hovering low and moving slowly above trees before it suddenly disappeared out of sight. The footage was recorded by a tourist, and then it resurfaced later online by ufologists and was shared widely. The UFO attracted a lot of attention because of its unusual cylindrical or elongated shape and its quiet, seemingly deliberate flight over wooded terrain. Eyewitnesses followed the object with a handheld camera as it glided just above the treetops before vanishing at speed. Unlike any normal aircraft, there were no visible wings or rotors, and the movement didn't match any common vehicles like planes or helicopters. No airport flight paths or known air traffic align with the time of the sighting too, and the government didn't account for the object. Italian UFO reports from 2009 show that multiple UFOs were logged by the Air Force Security Division that year, and many of those sightings were classified as unidentified. But these reports didn't give any solid evidence. Ever since eyewitnesses filmed a cigar-shaped UFO on camera, ufologists have been investigating these shaped extraterrestrial crafts and where they came from. What do you think the truth is? Let's know your thoughts in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also, click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy it.